Try to make it interesting and exciting. So I am the CEO and founder of GumGum. GumGum invented in-image advertising. We reach about 70 million monthly uniques in the US, working with about 1,000 top-tier properties, premium properties, some of the most widely sort of visited websites on the internet. So on your tables, you guys should see a white paper entitled The Brand Marketer's Guide to In-Image Advertising. This is something that we put together. We actually published it just last week. So I thought it'd be interesting just to share some of the findings in that paper, and I encourage you to sort of look at it and read it as well. Before we jump into some of the findings of the paper, however, I just want to show you some quick examples of what in-image ads look like in practice, in case you're not familiar. So if we could jump into the demo, please. Perfect. Go ahead and click on Toshiba. So here what you'll see is our in-image ad loading right on top of the image over there. In this case, it's Toshiba targeting Toshiba laptops and also targeting and conquesting competitor laptops from the likes of Dell and other competitors. If you click on it, you'll see that a lightbox experience loads, so we're able to play a video right then and there without even taking the user away from the site with some additional opportunities to engage. Go ahead and click on Alta. Here's an example where we're targeting very specifically images of sort of hair care. Similar sort of example. Back. McDonald's. In this example, McDonald's is actually targeting images of NHL. In-image advertising offers an incredible opportunity to really capture events at scale. So that could be the Emmys, the Grammys, the Final Four, the Super Bowl, the Olympics. These events are really captured via imagery online. We're able to deliver those events in very meaningful ways. And just one final example, I'll go ahead and show you Maybelline. This is actually a full image takeover. Just give it a second to load. You can see that we're actually delivering the entire canvas of the image for about 3 to 5 seconds. It then collapses down to an in-image ad. It's kind of like an image pre-roll, and delivers incredible engagement. So thanks for that. Okay, so some of the findings of the study, we're going to go through 5. First is viewability. We all know from our own experience that users go to websites to consume content. They're not going there to consume advertisements. We've run a number of sort of eye tracking studies. The heat maps typically look something like this. You have a lot of heat on the content of the page, a ton of heat on the imagery on the page, and very little heat on the surrounding sort of ads in the periphery. Obviously, a phenomenon we know is banner blindness. Another note about viewability as it relates to in-image ads. In-image ads only load up on images when they come into full view of the browser, so that there's no wasted impressions. So if there are 10 images on a page and only 2 images are viewed, then only 2 ads would actually load. Next, we have relevance. The point of contextual advertising, as we all know, is to sort of engage a user when they're most actively engaged with a given concept. Obviously, that's what we're sort of aiming to do. And the way that we do that is we look at billions of images every single month that come across our platform. We break those images down to a keyword level understanding, using a variety of proprietary image recognition and semantic analysis techniques, and are able to allow marketers to target images at the keyword level in real time. So very granular targeting capabilities. Next, here are some of the engagement rates that we see. 0.35% CTRs on average. That's about at least 5x that of traditional sort of IAB ads, and oftentimes we'll see upwards of 1%. Obviously, the content of the campaign will affect the CTR, but typically 5 to 10x that of what you see traditionally across all categories. 66% video completion rates. This is largely the case because there's intent there. If I actually click on an ad, I'm asking to view more. So very high completion rates, about 23% brand lift on average, and high sharing rates. So here's a campaign that we actually commissioned an independent study for. We've run a number of these. Happy to talk more about them offline. And in this case, it was a large electronics manufacturer looking to sell more LED TVs during the previous holiday season. And what we found in partnership with Vizu was a 42% lift in awareness and about a 12% lift in purchase intent. And these are pretty consistent across the board. Lastly, all in-image ads are cross-platform and cross-screen, work across all these all mobile devices as well as desktop, and receive similarly sort of engaging click-through rates. And I'm running a tiny bit over, but just very quickly, I'll mention that we have a new product that we are in the process of launching. Here's a little sneak peek. It sits at the bottom of the screen, very similar to an image in that it's 100% viewable, very impactful, gets very high engagement rates. This unit is audience targeted, so the idea is we're delivering sort of a ability to target contextually at scale and also to target audiences at scale, also a cross-platform product. So if there's any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. Here are my contact details, and there's a few GumGum representatives in the audience today as well. Yes?
This is pretty interesting for sure, but one question I do have is within that exact keyword match techniques that you're using, are there also abilities for suppression as well? So in other words, you know, there are certain image associations that may have some kind of negative connotation that you want to actually weed off of that scenario. So I'm just trying to figure out if you guys have any suppression techniques built into that as well.
So it's a great question. We work with many of the largest brands in the world. Obviously, a lot of sensitivity around brand safety is something that we take very seriously. So as a standard across all campaigns, we do suppress about 25,000 keywords across the board, but we specifically suppress keywords in specific categories, say automotive. Obviously, the keyword recall there is very sensitive and not necessarily sensitive in other categories. So we do suppress that. We work with most major auto manufacturers out there. I'll also say, in addition to the keyword anti-targeting, we do sort of sentiment analysis on the article and are able to determine if it's sort of positive or negative and take it a step further and do that type of targeting as well. Any other questions? Come on, we got one more. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.